How's it going, everyone? Session here. Welcome to officially what is the Dead by Daylight Alan Wake live stream starting soon. I believe we have ourselves about a couple of time to kind of discuss what is to come. Obviously, we've seen a lot of stuff that's going to be introduced. There is one thing that I haven't really had a chance to digest, and I do want to talk about it in a separate scenario, but I'm very excited to see exactly what we've got going on for the Dead by Daylight Alan Wake live stream. I really want them to really emphasize this modifier game mode thing, as well as just a lot of the stuff that they're going to be talking about in relations to the gameplay changes and what the chapter will include. I think that Alan Wake will be a really good inclusion to the game as a whole. I just really love that, again, like that Smash Bros, like just inclusion of characters that the game really does provide. So I'm really excited to find out more about this. So let's find out, just see what else is really underway with this. Ooh, Alan Wake trivia. Okay, there you go.
Hello, people of the fog. The name is Ghost Arcade, and I am a fog whisperer here today in Alan Wake cosplay to test your knowledge of Dead by Daylight and Alan Wake in the upcoming chapter release at 12 p.m. Eastern. You can join us on Twitch and vote in the polls, or on YouTube. Feel free to leave a comment and let us know what your answers to the questions are. Are you ready? Here we go. What year did Alan Wake come out?
Oh,
A,
like the first one?
2009,
Oh.
B, 2012, C, 2010, or D,
Ooh.
2014?
14's too old. That's actually a really good question. I'm trying to think because I feel my immediate answer was 2009, but I actually don't entirely. I actually don't know. I feel like I loved it. It like Alan Wake is such a good game. Like it's such a good game. Um, I'm just trying to think about what games came out in 2009 at the same. I honestly don't know. I think 2009 is a bit. I'm crossing out 2014 for sure. That's way too late. Um, I think 2012 might also be too late. I think 2010 might be like just on the mark. So I think I'm gonna go with 2010. I feel like there's a game that came out in 2009 that I was very focused on playing. So,
The answer is
ah,
C. That's
okay.
right.
It
Alan
was
Wake 1 was
2010.
released in
Okay,
2010 and is
okay.
still going strong many, many years later.
It's
Fun
such a
fact,
good
if you
game.
weren't aware, Alan was one of the original inspirations for Dead by Daylight, so it's kind of a full circle moment to have Alan entering into the fog. This is like a full two worlds colliding type deal, which is pretty cool.
Actually, really
Which
cool.
of the following are Alan Wake's perks in Dead by Daylight?
Oh.
A, Champion of Light.
Mm-hmm.
B, Deadline. C, Boon Illumination. Or D, all of the above?
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure it's D, all the above, in comparison to what I was. Champion of Light, I think, was like one of those really interesting perks. Isn't that the one where if the killer gets flashed by anything, like flashlight or like a blast mine, then there's like some kind of, like, I think it's slow or something. Like I think the killer slows down as a result. I believe that's what Champion of Light is. I think Deadline allows you to move faster while you're aiming the flashlight, right? And then Boon Illumination. I remember because it was a boon, I was just kind of like upset about it because I feel like it should have been better. No, actually, I think when you're inside the radius of the boon, you can see all of the generators. I think they all highlight in blue. Yeah, I know the answer is D, all the above. I'm just trying to remember what the actual perks do, like situationally speaking. I think that's what that does. I think it's generators, and that's it.
That's right, all of the above. And if
Yeah,
you'd like to learn more about them, stay tuned for the rest of this stream.
yeah.
Other than the power of light, what other powerful object does Alan Wake use to stay safe in the darkness?
Mm-hmm.
A lunchbox. B, a coffee thermos. C, his wedding ring. Or D, his watch.
You know, Actually, it's such a weird list of answers, so I actually really find it kind of hilarious. Now, I don't want to necessarily just tell you what the answer is because it's actually pretty important to the story in its entirety. He does actually make a very, very strong emphasis in the use of one of said items. And, it kind of adds to the narrative of his person, his character, what he's going through in life, and everything that it kind of boils down to. So, honestly, like, I can't emphasize it enough. This is one of those games where, like, you really should just go play it. Like, I know that it's a 2010 game and it's relatively old for what it's worth, but it is a game that I would wager is like truly a timeless game. It's just such a good one. And Alan Wake 2 is just a perfect sequel to it as well.
B is correct. The Oh
Yeah.
Dear Diner coffee thermos.
Yeah.
I need to get me one of those.
Cup of coffee.
Serious. What mechanics do Alan Wake and Dead by Daylight have in common? A. Flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
B. Hooks. C. Generators. Or D. A and C.
Oh. I mean, I guess you can say like yeah, the generator thing too, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like the flashlight thing is like the most important, but I mean, you can probably throw generators in there as well for the. Like, can you though? I don't really know if you can really. I mean, I don't know. See, because to me, the most important thing was actually just like the his writing and the flashlight. The flashlight is obviously like without a question like the number one thing. So honestly, it's kind of hilarious that they I like that they're doing this for like a little pop quiz kind of ordeal. It's actually been a while that I've played Alan Wake, and it is one of those games that's like just so good. I'm curious what they're gonna say. We'll find out. Yeah.
D is correct.
Yeah.
Flashlights and generators. Looks like Alan is going
Like,
to be
yeah.
one tough survivor in the fog. I hope so. I will be meaning him. So, great job, folks, and thanks for joining me. I hope you're excited to learn more about this exciting release. Sit tight, and the stream will begin soon. You will not want to miss it, and I will see you in the fog.
That was actually really cool. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that the collaboration of having Alan Wake join the fray is actually really cool. I really look forward to it. So far, honestly, they've been doing a pretty great job content-wise in terms of chapter releases. So like to go from Alien to essentially what's like Chucky, and then now we're getting Alan Wake is actually pretty awesome. I do appreciate that they end up adding a lot of really cool things to this, but like I said, I don't really know. It's funny because like it's already past Christmas, right? So like not for nothing, but I would have loved it if they kind of sort of came out with him or brought him out to the game like, pre-Christmas. I would have bought the sweater for him as well instantaneously. So, but there's no Christmas sweater for a whole year, which is kind of hilarious actually. So, it does make me wonder like what kind of cosmetics they'll give him between, now and Christmas basically. But I assume there will be some kind of an Alan Wake 2 cosmetic. So we'll see kind of what that evolution looks like for him as well. I feel like they also they can kind of get like little kooky with his cosmetics as well. But that being said, his perk playstyle is going to be a very interesting combination of things. I don't know. I was trying to reflect on like a lot of the perks that he has or that he's bringing to the table. And for me personally, I feel like there's something weird about them bringing a boon totem and having it not be a good totem. It's weird because like I don't know. I think that they kind of killed the boon meta by basically nerfing Circle of Healing like to a high degree, and I don't really know what they can really do, but they kind of sort of have to figure out a way to like effectively bring them back and make them better. And I mean that for like all of the boons, because there's not really any reason to run a boon if it's just gonna get either like you kind of use it as a distraction more so than the actual effect. Like for me, if I run Circle of Healing and like Shadow Step, the only reason why I'm running Circle of Healing and Shadow Step is just because the killer will hear the ringing noise and then understand that the boon is active and then basically stall for time and then just like force the killer to snuff the totem. And then by the time that I know that it gets snuffed, then I'll just try to find like another one. So literally the only reason why is just because that way it gives other people like time to do the generators. But I've also seen some really crazy stuff with Champion Light and Deadline. So honestly, his perk builds using his perks are going to be pretty insane. I don't know which ones will be meta or like strong or weak though, but I know that they'll be very used like quite frequently. Here we got this awesome trailer again. Outfits. Ooh. Oh, wait, that's actually fire. Oh, they're actually bringing the other characters into it too. See, this is why I appreciate them. They're actually doing like the oh shoot, that's actually I was gonna say they got the classic look and they got Saga, and then later we're getting Rose. Ooh. Okay. You know, I give them a lot of credibility. I actually like when they do that. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, I didn't even... Is that Felix? I thought it's Felix. Oh, Nia's outfit's pretty cool, actually. She got kind of like the Harley Quinn skate punk vibe going on. That's kind of fire. Bro, he missed. Oh, I was they were gonna do some disrespect to Nia if they just murdered her on the stream like that.
We are live. Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. Hello.
Good to see
Hi,
you.
folks. Welcome to the stream. I'm Community Director Eric Pope.
And I'm Community Manager Dork, and I am super excited to be welcoming you back to another Dead by Daylight live stream, and this time on a new set. Check out this set.
It's amazing. It's cozy. It's warm. The ceilings are tall like any great Montreal apartment. I'm probably sleeping here tonight, but thank you for tuning in. And just right at the start, I want you to know you can drop questions in the chat whenever you like, when you have stuff that you see and you want to know more about. Our mod team are excellent. Shout out to Jocelyn, Mandy, and the mods out there. They will grab your questions and send them to us on this little monitor that you can't see, so feel free. We'll be checking in throughout the show to answer those. But we are here today for what? We're here to bring Alan Wake into the fog, into Dead by Daylight.
Yes, we are starting the year right with Dead by Daylight with Alan Wake, and I am super excited to get my hands on him.
Yeah, and I can remember playing the original back in 2010 because I'm old, and it's amazing. And I was so happy to see the multi-layered Alan there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The man knows how to wear layers. And then Remedy, defying all odds, 13 years later, bringing the sequel, blowing people away, critical acclaim awards. So we're just so psyched to be able to collaborate with them on this.
Yeah, exactly. And Alan is such a gaming icon. Like, I couldn't think of any other character who fits right into our world other than Alan. And a better time to, like, I can't think of another time that he would be just meld right in until right now.
It's a perfect time. And speaking of timing, not just yet. At 12 o'clock noon Eastern time, so basically right after this show, is when the chapter goes live. You'll be able to grab Alan yourself and start playing, and it's so exciting. But we don't want to jump right to that. We've got a whole show prepared for you. So let's talk about what's on tap for today.
Yeah, so we've got a slew of items to talk about today. Alan Wake content. We're going to start off with two chats I had yesterday with some people who couldn't be here for today's stream. The first one's going to be with Dave Rashad, who is going to walk us through how we brought Alan Wake into the world of Dead by Daylight and why the worlds between Remedy and behavior mesh together so well. Then we're going to take a look at a chat I had with Justin Banks,
Okay.
who is going to walk us through Tome 18, the Rift, and some quality of life changes for the archives. And then we're going to pass this nice comfy couch over to Rose and Kirby, who are going to show us everything they have in store for the in-game store, including the Alan Wake and Iron Maiden collection that we mentioned in last
I
anniversary.
did see that actually as well. That's
Yes,
actually fire.
ladies, I am such a huge Iron Maiden fan. And following that, I am really excited. Our friend Michael Nielsen, the team lead of game design, will be joining us on the couch live to talk about something brand new to the game, our first ever time-limited modifier, Lights Out. And he'll be sticking around to answer your questions as well after that. And we're going to have gameplay of the modifier with our Fog Whispers and some of our devs. So
Okay.
before we jump into all of this
It's
lovely
kind of
content, we did
important
want
that
to
they show
mention
it
to you
off a bit.
watching on Twitch. Twitch drops are back. We took a little break last show. They are back now. We're psyched. The plan is for
I
them to be
did see
back
this
for the
actually.
duration when we have more of these streams. And up on the screen, you can
We've already
see
got
what
the
you get
cosmetics.
with those drops today.
I'm very grateful.
Yes, so if you watch any Dead by Daylight stream in the Twitch directory, you'll be accumulating watch time towards earning these Twitch drops. So the first one being the Meg cutting edge hairstyle. If you've been with us since the start of our show, you'll already be on your way to getting some watch time for that because you only need 1 hour. And then at 2 hours of accumulated watch time, you'll get the In Vogue jacket. And at 3 hours completing the entire look, you'll get the Avant-Garde leggings. Now, this Twitch drop will be enabled until February 14th, so you've got plenty of time to snag those cosmetics. And speaking of cosmetics, you might notice that we've got some nice DBD gear on right now. So if you see anything you like in the stream, go ahead and check out the Dead by Daylight shop to snag your own pieces.
Yeah, actually, look, keep that camera shot. They can see in the back of my. The back
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the
Ooh,
camera.
I kind of like
no,
that
they can't.
jacket he has.
It's got a big DBD
Her
logo.
sweater is
I
also pretty
apologize.
cute.
Sorry, camera guys. I didn't mean to mess. Yeah, and the cool thing about our merch shop is they're constantly updating the stock with new things, and there's a lot of cool stuff in store. There's cool stuff going up momentarily, so keep it tuned to the merch store, but maybe not during the show. Keep watching us.
maybe after.
Open another tab, but stick with us on the show.
Yeah, so now that we've got all of the housekeeping done, let's go ahead and take a look at my chat from yesterday with Dave Rashad, who is going to talk to us about how we brought Alan into the world of Dead by Daylight.
Pretty fire. I also realized too, I wonder if they'll give him a lot of the voice lines that he has, either like made up or, customary to the game sort of thing, because it would actually make sense that they do that.
Hello and welcome back to The Couch. I am once again your community manager, Dork, and I am pleased to be sitting down with who I hear is a long-time Alan Wake fan, Dave Richard. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
So before we get into any of that, what am I hearing about you being a long-time Alan Wake fan?
Well, yeah, me and a lot of us on the team. When we played the first title in 2010, that was before Dead by Daylight, of course, but we were already working on some ideas, some prototypes, some concepts that would eventually become Dead by Daylight. We try not to use too many sources of inspiration coming from the gaming world, but Alan Wake was special and it kind of stuck with us.
So with it being, this kind of special thing, what were some things about Alan Wake that really resonated for you and your team with kind of developing and bringing Alan into our world?
Yeah, so the chapter was really an easy fit. There's so many parallels that we can do in between the two universes. The dark place, the realm of the entity, how Alan Wake can reshape the world with his creative writing, and how memories shape the realm of the entity. The flashlight uses an offensive weapon, we've talked with Remedy, our collaborator, on this, of course, and now we know that we also share a lot of inspiration. Yeah.
So then with these inspirations that, kind of pulling from the world of Alan Wake, which did we take in kind of making this reflection of Alan into the DBD universe?
Yeah. Our fans know that we love to go for classics. So usually we go for the first movie, the first book, the first title in everything we do as collaboration. For Alan, we are using the Alan Wake 2 appearance. We wanted to make sure, like us, the fans of the series, we had to wait 13 years between the two titles. And for Alan, it was an eternity. He was stuck into the dark place. He was trying to get out. And we really wanted to show this experience being in that type of world. So that's why we are using the older Alan Wake.
Okay, so then with kind of constructing Alan, is it safe to say that we worked really close with Remedy and we were able to work with the voice actor for Alan, Matthew Peretta, or the actual physical, like, kind of iteration of Alan, Ilka Villi?
Yeah, we had the pleasure to work with both. So yeah, we do have the likeness for Alan Wake, and we had the chance to create some new voice line for Alan in Dead by Daylight.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
So now that we've kind of talked about how Alan will sound and how he will look, what can you tell us about how Alan will play? So, like, gameplay wise, what are we thinking about with perks?
Yeah. So like I said earlier, it was quite an easy fit for Alan to be in Dead by Daylight. So there's three core pillars with which we were working. So the first one is a given. It's the light vs darkness. Using a flashlight as a weapon was something important we wanted to explore. The second concept is Alan's creative writing and how it can shape the world.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one we wanted to show is how Alan will put himself in front of danger to protect others, even people that he doesn't know.
Okay. So with these themes, these core pillars of Alan, can you tell us how these came to light in his perks?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go through the perks. The first one is called Boon Illumination. So obviously it's a boon perk. When the survivors are in the zone of the boon, they will be able to see the auras of chests and generators. So we wanted to show a little bit how Alan can shape and influence the world like this. Obviously, it also comes with the passive to be able to create boons and destroy X's a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
The second perk is a given. Like I've mentioned, we wanted to do something with the flashlight, so it's called Champion of Light. So while the players are equipped with this perk and are using a flashlight, they will be under the effect of haste. Also, when you hit the killer with the flashlight, you will not only blind them, but you will also put the hindered status effect on them. And the last one is called Deadline. So with that perk, it will trigger when you are injured. And then you will get more skill checks when doing repairs and healing.
Oh.
So this will give you the chance to
What I
complete
think
these
for?
actions
I think I'm gonna
faster,
combine both perks together.
but with a little bit tougher skill check. And also, if you do miss them, the skill check, you will have the penalty halved.
So I've already been able to tell, Chuck, from posting our explainers on our socials, that players are really antsy to get their hands on these perks and actually try them out. So just to give players a little bit more, is there any other aspects of Alan that players can expect to see coming into Dead by Daylight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So fans will be pleased to know that we wanted to take Alan's ability to shape worlds through his creative writing to the archive. But I don't want to spoil too much. Justin Banks will talk more about that later. And also, fans of the series know that there's a lot of very important characters, not just Alan in the Alan Wake's series. So we wanted to do them justice as well. And Rose and Kirby will talk about that later.
All right. So before I let you go, Dave, just had to ask, as a longtime Alan Wake fan since 2010, how does it feel to finally have Alan coming into Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Such a natural fit. And yeah, we, during the production of DBD, we kind of forgot about Alan Wake for a little while. So when we learned that the second title was in the making and we talked with Remedy, we were so hyped to be able to welcome Alan in our universe. It's like completing the loop, completing the story.
Yes, and I am super excited to actually get my own hands on Alan and test him out in the fog. So thank you so much, Dave, for talking with me. Now we're going to go ahead and throw it back over to future me and Eric, and we're going to look at any of the questions you all posted in the chat, either Twitch or YouTube. Please feel free to share any comments you have or any questions you have about Alan coming in and our work with Remedy. And then we'll go ahead and pass it over to myself talking with Justin Banks about Tome 18 revision.
I would have actually liked for them to. That was a very good conversation. I would have actually enjoyed them. It's weird because I wouldn't want them to bring like a final boss sort of thing to the game, but it would have been interesting to see it be a little bit more than just like Survivor. I mean, I'm not being complaining about it, you know, but I do enjoy
And we
when
are
there's two,
back.
I guess, you know. So,
Thank you to the ghost of Dork Past.
but also it
That
being
was
it being
wonderful. I'm so
Alan's
jealous.
personally is also
Sorry, dry throat.
really like
Dave is just
just
like the sweetest
nice
human
that it's
being.
about him
Yeah,
basically.
really
That way he
fun.
doesn't get
Yeah,
overshadowed by
I
like a
loved all
killer.
those answers. It was
So
awesome.
I actually really like that too.
We mentioned before we're going to check in throughout the stream to answer questions from the chat, and that's what we're here to do right now. So we've got a couple about drops. So as we mentioned, you just saw the graphic. Twitch drops are enabled for this show, but not just the show. It's the whole directory for the next couple weeks. So question number, actually we're getting information. The registration site's going a little slow. It's not you. Bear with us as we work through it. I think there's a lot of people right now that are trying to get
Of
linked
course.
up, which is
Everybody
but,
will go
just bear
nuts
with
over
us.
cosmetics in
So
this
question
game.
number one, how will Twitch drops be available for our Switch players?
So for players for Switch, we're going to actually be dropping promo codes throughout the next coming week. So first, you'll go ahead and see it's going to be posted in the chat, so that you can get the cutting edge head for Meg. It's going live today. So go ahead and check out the chat for the live stream, either on YouTube or on Twitch, to go ahead and get that. Yeah, you'll be able to get all 3 rewards throughout the next couple of weeks.
Cool. And that's just due to some technical snafus that are hard to work around. So this is our way of getting you that content.
I wonder
Switch
when they'll
players.
implement a like full
Next
cross
question,
ability.
Can you get Twitch drops if you're watching the stream
Account-wise.
on a mobile device? That's a good one.
Yes, as long as you are registered to claim Twitch drops, you should be able to get your Twitch drops.
Awesome.
Okay.
And question number 3 from Twitch as well. Oh, but it's not about drops. Shirtless Maurice when?
I'm very sad to see that this is a question.
Oh my gosh.
He's already shirtless. It's a horse.
Of course.
And doesn't have any clothes. So
I would
Give him
to
a
actually see a
give him a
shirt
shirt and then just
yeah,
take
can
it
we get
off.
a Twitch shirt from Maurice, actually.
I think it's a win actually.
Thanks for the questions. Keep them coming. We're going to keep doing this throughout the show. It can be fun ones, like you just saw. We don't have to be business all the time.
Yeah.
I think
But,
everyone
yeah, so
wants to be
since
business
we've
though,
now
because I
learned
think
why
on
Alan
the
is
secret
such a
low,
good fit,
everyone's gonna
we're
complain
going to go
about
ahead and
the
pivot
game.
over to my talk with
Like
Justin
they
Banks, who
always
is going
do.
to show us through Tome 18, the Rift, and some quality of life updates for the archives.
Ooh, okay. Very cool. I can't even imagine what quality of life updates they might include, but the only thing I could actually think of is like if you just complete a challenge, it just like picks a next one, you know? The idea of getting multiple challenges done in a single match, if it is possible, would actually be pretty cool. That's just me though.
All right, we are back to the couch once again. Thank you so much for watching the stream. I am Community Manager Dork, and I'm very pleased to be sitting down with our Senior Product Manager, Justin Banks, to talk about Tome 18. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, I'm very happy to be here, and I have to say for everybody that I did learn the dance for Herald of Darkness, intending to dance on camera, but there is no room nor time. So sadly, you can't do it, but everyone behind the camera will see it later.
Yes, I can definitely attest that it was amazing. When I did see it, there was like sparks and everything. So I feel really badly for you all watching at home that you're not able to see this, but you know, we've got time to talk about Tome 18, so there's your consolation. So we've got a couple of things to talk about here, so why don't you go ahead and start off by telling us a bit about Tome 18?
Sure thing. So Tome 18 we are calling Revision for quite a few reasons. So one, it's featuring our favorite writer, Alan Wake, who's known to do a few revisions of his writing works himself, and take an opportunity to do some tweaks for quality of life for the archives in terms of how we approach challenges to really enhance the player experience, reduce friction, and just make the progression feel better.
All right. We're definitely going to touch on those quality of life and other aspects later, but can you tell me more about how Alan Wake fits into Tome 18?
Sure thing. I know Dave before had mentioned how he fits into DBD overall. It's a perfect fit. I mean, since the beginning of DBD, I think Alan Wake has always seemed like someone who fits into this world. And given that we are releasing the chapter at the same time as we normally release a tome, it made perfect sense to bring these two together, give him a chance to really write his own reality, to give players a really interesting story to read. I mean, that's something that Alan Wake is known to do, to write things, and they just happen. And that whole idea was something that was discussed with Remedy very early on, to see how we could explore that more in the world of DBD. And without giving too much away to players, it is going to revolve around him writing an episode of Night Springs and how that pulls him into the entity's realm. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to
really
have
cool.
probably some theories around our player base. I know players love theorizing for the lore in DBD. It's definitely something we've seen. They're going to be asking, well, how did Alan Wake get here? Is this his own pocket universe? Did he create a door for the entity to pull him through? Is it his own version of the entity's realm? It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can already picture just fans theorizing of both franchises, just trying to figure out how Alan came to be in Dead by Daylight. But thankfully for you all watching, with Tome 18, you'll be able to dive headfirst into that ocean of knowledge to really just get that feeling of how Alan came here. So let's go ahead and pivot a little bit and talk about the Rift. Am I right in assuming that there's some really fun, cool rewards that players can get their hands on?
I sure hope so. That's absolutely always the plan. We want to give players, the best cosmetics that we can. And since we are theming this one, tying it into Alan Wake, we want to be showcasing some very interesting content from there. But before I get ahead of myself, one of the main things we're bringing in with this Rift specifically is player cards. So we released player cards for the first time in our previous release. Now, happy to say, they are arriving in the Rift. We're going to have player cards in every Rift from this point on. And they are going to be amazing. Some of these new Alan Wake themed player cards are even going to be ultra rares, the very first of their kind in DBD. And what sets these apart is animations. So whether you are looking at them in your lobby or the tally screen, there's going to be some very nice subtle animations to pick up on. Now I say subtle because we want to preserve the feeling of, we want the game to still feel like DBD. We don't want fireworks or confetti going off everywhere. And when you get to the end of a match and there's 5 players showcasing things, it could get a bit messy. That being said, I think what the team has made is amazing. The Alan Wake fans are going to pick up on all of these for sure. For the ultra rare banner that we have, it's a dead deer in a lake with the water rippling around it. For the Alan Wake player badge, we have the lighthouse with the light circling around. I think they're going to look all amazing. Remedy was a huge help in picking what is going to be the most meaningful and iconic to our players.
Yeah, it actually works
I'm really excited
well
to get
for
my hands on it as well,
Alan
especially
Wake,
just
especially the second one.
with the deer and just having that that pull from the game. It was already such a striking image, so I'm just really looking forward to kind of really having that in Dead by Daylight. But you did mention charms, so what's that about?
So for the charms, I also mentioned how Remedy is very helpful in us picking out iconic and meaningful elements from the game, and charms is just a great way for us to express that in DBD. And one of the most iconic ones we have is Alan's famous typewriter. As an ultra rare, this one has a secret message where if you look close, you might see what he's trying to say or what someone's trying to say. Then we also have his iconic angel lamp. We have his adorable little Alan figurine, and we also have an Oh Dear Diner thermos. A lot more. We're not stopping just there. Then in terms of cosmetics for actual outfits, we've got a very nice one that I think players of Alan Wake 2 are going to recognize. We have an outfit called the Darker Side, which is Alan Wake dressing as his doppelganger, Mr. Scratch. Now, it's really cool. I think it's even on the key art. We really love to showcase this. And what's better for the players is that it's available right away in Tier 1 of the premium track. So you get the Rift Pass day 1, you get this outfit, and you can run around as Alan Wake, dressed as his doppelganger, Mr. Scratch. I think it's super fun.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that as well. But I did want to come back a little bit with those assets we saw that were kind of going on the screen. I saw some that we didn't mention earlier. Could you tell us more about those?
For sure. So the darker side is not only an outfit, but it's also a theme that we're using to lean into for these other ones. Thinking about what Mr. Scratch means to Alan Wake, what could we do with our characters, making them darker, more twisted than they actually are. So we have one for Nia, where she becomes more of a hardcore rebel. Another for Felix, where he's more of like an evil mastermind. Then there's killers, which are already fairly sad and twisted. So we tried to find ways to push them a little further. One for the hillbilly that kind of tugs on your heartstrings if you know his lore, as I know you do.
Yes.
Where he's dressed as a superhero that he idolized from his childhood. Then another for the Deathslinger, where we could say after a mistake in his workshop, he's more machine than man.
Yeah, I already thinking that it's more, dark and twisted, that you all made such a compelling thing for the hillbilly. But, that just means that you all need to play hillbilly more for me. So now let's go ahead and talk about some of the quality of life changes. As you mentioned earlier before, there were some that you have done in the challenges.
Yeah, so those are really cool, and I think there's a lot that we've wanted to approach for some time, and this was a really great opportunity for us to jump on it. So I want to point out first we have this idea of what we call the critical path. So that's always going to be the starting node of a level of the tome to the end. For kind of the path of most resistance, I guess you can also think of. So what we wanted to tackle was making this as easy as possible. So no matter who you are, no matter what perks you have, characters, you can make it from start to end. So that's one of the things that we wanted to do, and we achieve that by removing some challenges that are a little too specific, or maybe you might not understand, like jump from a very high height or such. Removing challenges that require the interactions or behavior of other players, which can cause a standstill.
Yeah,
in
definitely
some
really
situations.
bizarre.
It's
You'll
not
sit there for a
all that
long
much
time
fun.
waiting to try to get that challenge in.
And then just overall reducing the difficulty, whether it's values or such. And that's not to say that there's not going to be any challenge at all. We're just reducing the friction. There's still going to be master challenges that are asking you to do a little bit more, but overall it's going to be more fun, it's going to be more engaging, and it's just going to feel like you're doing less of the same thing back to back.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to those because, like you were saying, like you get into those moments where you are waiting to be the last person left in the match to find the hatch, or trying to point at a generator to get some cooperative points. So, really looking forward to those. But are there any other changes maybe happening to the challenges themselves, or just to the path, the core path?
Yeah, so everything there is more, I would say, design strategy for how the team approaches the construction of the challenges and the layout. Beyond that, there's also just pure values. So to improve the progression speed, because it wasn't where we wanted it to be, we want more players to be able to progress through the rift, to be able to progress faster. To do that, we've changed the values of the normal challenges from 3 rift fragments when completed to 5. So just by doing any normal challenge, you're finishing half of a tier in the rift. Then for master challenges, we've bumped that up from 5 rift fragments to 8 rift fragments.
All right.
So to master challenge, you've almost finished a whole tier right there. I think that's going to make players feel like they're really moving along at a good speed just by finishing a single challenge. All that, we kind of cap it off by just adjusting the number of challenges that we have per level, because now the progression speed is faster, it's going to take less time to complete. We're reducing it from about an average of 20 challenges per level to 17, and that's also helping us reduce some of that repetition. So we're making sure, like, if a challenge is there, it's meaningful, it's fun, it's gonna, it adds to the package.
All right. Well, Justin, thank you so much for your time today and talking with me about Tome 18. All these quality of life updates that are really awesome, as well as the Rift and the cosmetics. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. As I said, unfortunately, you won't be able to see Justin dance us out, and we can't sing out either. So we're going to go ahead and throw it to Future Me, who is with Eric, to look at the chat for any questions or comments anyone has put about Tome 18, and we're going to answer as many as we can. And then we're going to pass pass this nice warm couch over to Rose and Kirby. We're going to talk about all of the things they have in store coming to the store from the collections.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Didn't get the auto progression one challenge to another, but you know, I'll take it. Not bad.
We are back again. Huge thank you to Justin Banks, easily in my top 10 favorite Justins at Behavior, talking us through the new tome and everything that's coming soon to DVD. It's been really cool to see the excitement and the love for the charms.
Absolutely.
So thank you. So we do have some questions we want to cover from the chat. So thanks, folks, for submitting them. First one, is the tome launching at the same time as the DLC?
No, the tome will be launching tomorrow, Wednesday, January 31st. So there's going to be a small window of delay, but yes.
Cool. Here's one I've seen asked a lot. Will the Knight be re-enabled in the update?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
the
kind of
Knight
a.
will be returning with this DLC release at 12 p.m. EST, together with the perk Nowhere to Hide.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's really.
Now, will previous chapters get player cards based on them, or will they only be for new chapters and riffs?
So we're going to be focusing on new chapters and riffs, but we're looking at ways to add for earlier characters at another time.
Cool.
Okay.
And from YouTube, see, we're reading the YouTube chat too. From YouTube, someone wrote, OMG people, they don't read your messages.
We are reading them.
Damn.
We're very hard at work collecting. Our mod team, shout out for both on YouTube and on Twitch for going through the chats and collecting as many questions and comments as
you gotta
they
give
can.
mods credit
But
where it's
we are
due,
reading
man.
them, and we're be more than happy to answer them live on stream.
We actually love our YouTube community. We have a great YouTube community. There's a community tab on the DBD YouTube channel, and people are showing up. Super positive too, actually. So thank you for everyone who's participated
Somewhat
in the
positive.
YouTube community. We do listen and we love you. So next up, we mentioned it, Rose and Kirby.
Boy.
We're going to take our beautiful couch and take you on a
Their
journey
tenacity is actually
through the
incredible,
upcoming
honestly.
collections
You gotta give
that
them
are
credit where it's
coming
due.
in the store, with outfits from the Alan Wake collection, a first look at the Lunar New Year collection, and each of the outfits from the Iron Maiden collection. I wore my Maiden shirt today just because I usually wear it anyway, that we announced last year. So enjoy that. Sorry I said the word collection so many times. It's part of my contract. So let's check that out.
Okay. The store will be really cool. It's gonna have a lot of really cool stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. I still need the Resident Evil glam though. I need the outfits so badly. I don't know what I need, but I just need it, you know. In due time though. In due time.
Hello everyone, welcome to the store section. I'm Rose Lee, Senior Product Manager on Dead by Daylight, and I'm joined today by Kirby.
Hello.
Kirby and I are both Product Manager on Dead by Daylight's in-game store. Happy to be here for your first broadcast, Kirby. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about what we do?
Sure. So we work closely with the production teams during the ideation and conception phase of the outfits. After that, we move on to the roadmap and the release strategy for the collections. In this release, you were really hands-on with the Alan Wake collection, while I was working with the Iron Maiden and Lunar New Year collections. I'm really excited to talk about all of these, but since this is the Alan Wake livestream, why don't we start with the Alan Wake collection?
Sure. We're really excited to have Alan Wake join Dead by Daylight, and we really tried to get as many looks as possible into the game. So I'll start with the two legendary outfits, Saga Anderson and Rose Marigold. So going for these two characters, we were really trying to strike a balance between Alan Wake 1 and Alan Wake 2.
I'm so down.
Of course, Rose is from both games, but most fans will know her from the original Alan Wake, and Saga, of course, is the co-protagonist alongside Alan in Alan Wake 2. It was a huge deal for us to be able to bring these characters in, especially Saga, because if you've played Alan Wake 2, you'll know how important she is to the whole experience and what a huge role she plays
Yes.
in the
I'm
in-game
so glad that
narrative.
they're doing the
We couldn't
thing when
leave
there's
either
actual
her
multiple
or Rose
characters. I
Marigold out of Dead by
freaking love
Daylight.
when they do that.
Rose supporting Rose. That's really
It gives me
exciting.
all the inspiration to
How about
buy
Alan, though?
everything.
Are we getting outfits from both games?
Yeah, of course. So for Alan, we tried to get as many of his main looks into the game as possible. So his default outfit will be based on his appearance in Alan Wake 2, while you'll also be able to try out some very rare outfits based on his classic look in the original Alan Wake, as well as a Bright Falls outfit from Alan Wake 2. We're also happy to share that both Rose and Alan will have unique voice lines recorded by their original voice actors from Alan Wake 2. So
Yes.
while we always
Actually,
try to
so
get unique
incredible.
voice lines for licensed characters and legendary outfits, we're not always able to do so. So unfortunately,
I
Saga won't
kind of
have any
need them to
unique
go
voice
back
lines,
and
but
like
we
do
still
voice
wanted
lines
players
for
to be
like
able to
the
get a
original
chance to
characters
play as her
also,
in
you
the
know?
fog, even though her legendary outfit won't have voice lines. So to
They kind of
recap,
sort of got to go back
the
and do like
Alan Wake collection
RE,
will be releasing with Saga and the
Lori,
classic
you
Alan
know?
Wake today, and Rose and the Bright Falls
I
Alan
want to
will be
hear what
released
Meg sounds
February
like,
7th.
honestly.
So we're excited to see
But they
these
definitely
coming
set up
into
all
the
the
fog, but
voice
as Kirby
actors
mentioned
and
before,
actresses
those aren't
involved.
the only collections to be excited about. Can you tell us more?
Yeah, thanks, Rose. So working with Iron Maiden has definitely been one of the coolest collaborations we've done to date, and we're thrilled to finally be able to give you a chance to see what we've been working on. For starters, we have 4 different Iron Maiden legendary outfits for killers. All of these have been inspired by Eddie, the band's figurehead, off of images from their many album covers. The Doctor gets his Egyptian theme from Power Slave. The Deathslinger fits right in with art from Stranger in a Strange Land off their album Somewhere in Time. We have the Dredge,
The Dredge?
inspired by the cover art
Hey,
from Man on the
yo.
Edge and its album The X Factor.
Dredge is
Finally,
so
the Oni was the
fire.
perfect choice to bring Senjutsu to life.
Those are super cool killer outfits. But what about us survivor mains?
Oh, of course. We've created band t-shirts for all of the original survivors. It's a really cool way for survivor mains, as you said, to get in on the action as well.
Okay.
On the backs of the shirts, we've got all of the Dead by Daylight realms listed as the tour locations, which is really cool.
Oh, that's
And
actually
a couple
really
of the shirts
cool.
have something extra on them, but we'll leave you to find those on your own.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think we also got licensed music this time, right?
We absolutely did. So when you equip any of these cosmetics, you'll be able to listen to Iron Maiden's classic Fear of the Dark in the lobby while you're waiting for your cue.
Oh.
And when can I get my hands on
Is
these?
that copyright?
You'll be able to get them on February 22nd.
Nice.
Okay.
Since announcing the Iron Maiden collection last anniversary, I've been super excited to see players' reactions. But now let's talk about the Lunar New Year collection.
Yeah, you got it. So it's the Year of the Dragon this year, and we've
Mhm.
got outfits for Kate and Yunjin to celebrate. For Kate, the inspiration's very clear. She's got a really big dragon around the collar of her coat, which is really cool. For Yunjin, it's a unique color scheme to our Lunar New Year cosmetics, a white and pink that is much more in line with the Korean New Year.
I kind of
As
need
well,
it.
the cosmetics from years past, though time limited before, will be making a permanent return to the store on February 8th.
Wow.
Very nice.
Very
Well,
impressive,
congrats
actually.
on your broadcast
Okay.
debut,
Okay.
Kirby.
Thank you.
One last
They're
note for
kind of
our
cooking with that
viewers,
one.
keep a lookout for editions for Nick Cage, the Valentine's Day, Biopunk, Setsubun, and the Neon Knights collection in the store coming this release.
That's really
That's
good.
it for us. We're passing it back to Eric live for a look at our brand new time-limited modifier Lights Out.
That's really
Bye.
good that they start bringing permanent cosmetics back, because when they actually like don't keep cosmetics in games sometimes that becomes like a huge killer. So I'm really happy that they're doing exactly that.
Thank you so much, Rose and Kirby. That was so awesome. God, Fear of the Dark. It's such if people don't know it, you're gonna be blown away. And I'm also excited about that, for people to be exposed to Iron Maiden for the first time. Mwah, chef's kiss. But before we dive into this, you don't even know who I'm talking to. I just wanted to mention we're still investigating the Twitch drop linking issue on the website. It's traffic. There's just so many of you that want to get those drops. So hang in there. Don't worry. And remember, the drops, it's a whole 2-week period. So you're not going to miss out on them. So just hang tight.
That's fair.
But without further ado, let's reveal who I'm talking to. Dork has taken a break, and now we've got my friend Mike. So this is Michael Nielsen, our team lead from the game design team. He's joined us. He's usually based out on the West Coast. He's flown out here to Montreal just to talk to you today about something we're both quite excited about. Hopefully you'll be as well. And this is the introduction of time-limited modifiers with our first one called Lights Out. So before going too deep, first off, what is a modifier?
Yeah, so a modifier is our way of giving players a new way to play Dead by Daylight, but without changing the major structure of the game and what people love about it. So, like I said, we won't be changing any of the main structure of Dead by Daylight. So, like win conditions and all of that will be staying the same for now. But what we are changing is stuff like stats, visibility factors, maybe some level design stuff. All of that is on the table. And we're starting out by introducing these time-limited modifiers because, well, we want to experiment. We want to throw a bunch of stuff out there and see what players like, what they don't like, and then, commit to something more permanent down the road.
So I heard you use the plural there, so it sounds like this is not a one-off, we're planning more of these.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's all subject to change, but we hope to release one of these every 2 to 3 releases in the future. Over the past while, we've been working pretty hard on brainstorming and just testing and developing a bunch of ideas. We've taken a very blue sky approach, throw a bunch of ideas against the wall and see what sticks. And we've come up with a lineup of ideas that I think are really tight, and I'm just pumped to roll them out. Each one is unique. They have their unique hooks. See what I did there?
Yes, it's a pun.
Yes. And but a lot of them look very similar to Dead by Daylight, the normal Dead by Daylight gameplay, but will require you to play in a different way, to approach the game differently. And I would say that Lights Out fits squarely in that category.
Okay, so on that note, I'm a person with high anxiety, especially when I'm playing Dead by Daylight. Just the name Lights Out evokes something in me. The idea of it being a darker experience is pretty scary. I'm assuming, was this part of the intention?
Absolutely. In fact, when we were first internally testing with these modifiers, this one was an idea that we called dark and scary. Like, that was literally the pitch. Let's create something dark and scary. And that's what we did. It's meant to really ratchet up that horror at the core of Dead by Daylight and the tension that comes with it. You can probably tell from the name that it's going to be dark. And, you're not going to be able to see the killer coming from afar off. So there's going to be lots of surprises. You never know what's going to be around the next corner. We also really wanted this to be an immersive experience, to really make the game feel natural. So we've removed a lot of things. We removed some of the HUD from the game. We've removed the scratch marks from the survivors. We've removed the terror radius from the killers.
Wait!
You will not have items or perks or offerings in this mode.
Wait!
And all in the name of making it really in the moment and creating that sense of immersion.
Fantastic, and I think
No
some
loadouts?
screenshots while you were talking. You can see there what's taken out. Is there anything else in the gameplay that you haven't mentioned yet?
Yeah, let's see.
What? That's gonna be
There will be more
crazy.
chests on the map. So you won't start with any items in a trial, but you will be able to find them. And those chests will also give you higher quality items. So I hope they'll be a big help to our players.
Is it only 4 maps that they can choose
You won't
from?
be able to see the auras of generators, but you will be able to hear them right from the start of the match. And that'll help you locate your objectives. Also, we've only got a limited number of maps that you can play on. So you can play on Ormond, Family Residence, Treatment Theater, and Decimated Borgo.
Right, and some eagle-eyed people who are in the PTB may have noticed a little change in our main menu. Some people in the chat might be wondering, okay, so this is a temporary thing. Is it the only thing you can play in Dead by Daylight during this time-limited modifier being in the game?
No, in fact, we specifically made it so that this is separate from normal Dead by Daylight. So yeah, in the main menu, there's a new button that will take you to Lights Out, and that's got its own separate player queue, so you can play how you prefer to play.
Fantastic. So
This is kind
the
of
design
correct.
team I like to think of as a bunch of mad scientists.
The
In your
craziest part
lab,
about it,
cooking
in
up
my
all your
opinion, is
experiments,
the
and
fact that there's no
it's-
loadouts.
It's got to be a
and
fun
also
moment
no
when you
tear
finally get
radius.
people play testing things like this for the first time. What was it like?
Yeah, it was tons of fun. You know, as designers, we really look for that
That's
moment
kind of pog.
of just recognition when we know people are having a good time. And when we first tested out this modifier, we found that, you know, there were lots of screams, there were lots of laughs. It was a good time. And that's a really good sign. Of course, we did a lot of iterating to really massage it into as best a version as we could get. But we really hope that everybody's going to enjoy it. I also hope that all of our old school Dead by Daylight fans from when it was initially released are going to enjoy it as well. We've spent a lot of time over the last 7 years putting new stuff into the game, and a lot of that has been stripped out for this modifier. So it's got kind of an old school feel.
Yeah, a bit back to basics. I'm
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
to hear what people think. So to that point, do you have any tips for people playing Lights Out for the first time?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I would say, you know, keep your expectations in check. They can be deceiving. It will look like a normal game of Dead by Daylight, but you won't be able to survive in the same ways. You'll have to approach it in a new way. And don't be too discouraged if it's harder to survive. You know, we really wanted this to be a challenging and terrifying experience. So
Yeah.
you may not find that exit gate quite as easy as
I
you
do
are
actually
used to.
like.
That said, we've got a lot of ideas for the future, and we've really got our ears open for feedback. So what you like, what
Oh,
you
we
don't
are
like,
playing
please let
this
us
game
know,
mode like crazy.
and you know, we'll keep that in mind for
I
future.
love the
releases.
concept of no tear radius and
Fantastic,
scratch
Mike.
marks.
Thank you so much. So
Again, I'm gonna make this
Lights
a
Out
whole separate
Modifier
ordeal.
goes live February 7th. It's going to last until February 14th. And if you're like me and you don't know what's
Oh, it
happening
doesn't come out
5 minutes from
tonight or
now,
tomorrow?
a great way to get reminded of when it goes live is to sign up for the DVD newsletter.
Okay.
And on top of that, just to sweeten the pot, when you get the newsletter reminding you that Lights Out is available, we're going to give you 150,000 blood points. Easy peasy. So go sign up there. There should be a QR code maybe on screen right now. There is. I peeked. I see it. But Mike did mention it. The most important thing is your feedback. My team is out there on all of the channels. As I already mentioned, we love YouTube as much as we love Twitch, but also we're on Discord, we're on Reddit, we're everywhere. We want to hear what you think once it's playable, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, what could be improved, how you would change it, and of course, what additional modifiers might be cool for the future. We'll bring that feedback all over to Mike and team, and they will head back to the lab and get back to cooking some more cool stuff.
We're listening.
Okay.
Bring it.
Yes.
Okay.
So we mentioned before, we actually have some gameplay cooked up for you with a couple of our colleagues from Mike's team. We've got Jeff, and from my team,
We got actual
Phoenix.
gameplay?
And they're playing with some of our Fog Whisperers. So we're going to toss it over to them right now, and then we'll be back to answer some questions about Lights Out with Mike. So stick around, Mike, and stick around, folks at home, and enjoy the gameplay.
Nice.
Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome to the gameplay portion of our stream. I'm Peanuts.
Oh my
one of
God,
the
it's
community
Violin
managers
Chick.
on Dead by Daylight. Today we're going to be checking out the Lights Out modifier, but of course I can't play alone, so I have some special guests joining me. First up, we have the person sitting next to me, Jeff.
Hey everyone, my name is Jeff, and I'm a game designer on Dead by Daylight.
Welcome, Jeff. We also have some Fog Whisperers joining us today. So first up, Milady Confetti.
Hi everyone, I am Milady Confetti. I am a variety content creator. I play a lot of baby daddy simulators, and I am also the founder of Sisters of the Fog.
Awesome to have you. Next up, we have Rinka.
Baby daddy simulators.
Hello, I'm Rinka. I am a Latina fog whisperer and variety content creator on Twitch, and I'm really excited and nervous.
Don't be nervous. Welcome, Rinka. Thanks for joining us. And then last but certainly not least, we have that Violin Chick.
Hi, I'm the Violin Chick. I'm a fog whisperer, Twitch ambassador, and a music and variety game streamer.
Welcome, TVC. Okay, so we're just about to hop into our first match, and I don't know if you guys have played this before, but it's kind of scary. It's awfully dark.
Oh God.
Man, I feel like Huntress
I'm
and
not
Deathling
aware
are
of the
gonna
dark.
like slay in this game mode.
Yeah, no perks, no nothing. One of the things I'm going to be taking advantage of is the fact that there's no tear radius, so I'm hoping to kind of just show up out of nowhere before you can react.
Oh no. That's exactly why we're nervous.
I'm not scared. I'm tough.
Interesting.
Fortunately,
You know,
I'm
like,
awful at Hillbilly, so
I'm just
I won't
telling
be
you,
playing
man,
Hillbilly and just
there's
showing up
certain
behind you
killers
with
in
a
this game
chainsaw.
mode that are going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy, you know.
Looking forward to it.
There's a lot of them. There's a very large number of killers that are going to be really scary.
So dark.
Not going to lie.
Okay, Shattered
I'm sorry, are you
Spire.
playing Legion? Ooh.
This is probably a good time to mention that I'm still not familiar with
Oh, the
game
killer
layout,
gets
so
the
I'm
generator
gonna be
auras?
Good.
I'll find my way around.
Oh,
You have the
interesting.
advantage, everyone.
This is decimated, isn't it?
Hello, Enter. A reminder for the survivors that you can find more chests in this modifier, and then the chests have better loot than they do in a normal game. So if ever you're looking for a medkit, just try looking for a chest, and hopefully you get one.
Hello.
Came out of nowhere.
Part of the reason I'm playing Legion is because it helps me find people, because I absolutely do not know where anyone is.
It's interesting also though that like the terror the chase music still plays.
Saw and heard a survivor.
That was
Oh
most
my god,
likely
bopped
me.
in those twice already?
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh, there you
Hi.
are. Hi.
Legion is one of those killers that's going to be
Oh, wow,
really
I
weird to
never
play
met. I
against,
didn't realize
honestly.
that.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're just doing your gen.
Yeah.
All living on the edge. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So as you
Don't
can
take my
see-
pellet away.
As you can see, there's no progress bar for any of the actions.
that's actually whacking me out.
I've noticed
But-
that.
But you still
So
get
different.
skill checks, so you still need to pay attention while also being wary of your surroundings.
Okay,
because
here's
there's
what I
no terrain.
kind of hoping though. There's only one thing that I need to keep
You know
in
what?
mind
As an
of.
apology,
I'm
here.
it's the only piece of feedback I think I might have about this because I'm hearing it from the killer's POV.
I'm ashamed.
I'm under the impression that the chase music still plays even while you're being
Okay,
chased.
there was one that was much closer.
Oh, you can't see the hooks either? Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
I can see the auras, but if I'm right next to them, it's just completely dark.
Yeah, it's really dark.
I kind of sort of need to see.
They took away hook auras. They're like, they don't want any
I
of
think
us.
it. Yeah, I think it is still. Oh, but he's at red stain also. Oh, okay.
The chase triggered, I didn't know from where, and then I got hit. I regret my life decisions.
Yeah, that's the only piece of feedback I would
Rinka, I should've
provide
stayed with you
just
on that
off of
generator.
off
It's
rip.
okay. Oh, hi.
I brought a friend, sorry.
I thought I saw all the organs. Oh my god.
Did you just get grabbed?
All right.
I am so sorry.
Yo, the
All
no
right.
progress bar was like,
It's tripping me out a little bit.
Bro, he just got grabbed from
okay,
there.
I hope you're okay.
She just got grabbed from there.
I was like, why are you running by me? And let me heal you. I was working on the generator and just came out of nowhere. I didn't hear nothing.
Terrifying. Terrifying.
My heart dropped. So scary.
Yeah, see, I
didn't
feel
realize
like
this until after,
there's
but
definitely
I
gonna be
picked the
certain
one
killers that are
killer
gonna be
that can't
really,
see blood
like,
while using his
really interesting to play
In the one mode with no
against
scratch
in
marks.
this game
You're
mode.
doing great, sweetie.
That's just the peanuts modifier. You know, when you play against peanuts, it's very lopsided. We need a hand to win this. You know.
I don't know, man.
So sorry.
No, it's okay.
I think this game mode also has high capability. Not that I want perks to be a thing in this game, like, immensely. I don't think so, but I wouldn't be opposed if perks did come. Like, I feel like if they made a lights out modifier, there should just be, like, lights out perks, but they shouldn't have perks that separate between the modifier and the original gameplay style. Like, the perks should just be kind of
So
cross-playable
one
between
thing
both game
with
modes.
Generators is that you can hear them because they do start with, like, I think it's 5% progress.
Yes.
So even though you can't see them, you can hear them when you're nearby, which is really helpful.
Oh, I didn't realize that the generators actually
How can you
were.
see the generators with this
Yes.
darkness?
Ah.
Now, in theory,
Interesting.
could the killer kick that 5%?
We're about to find out because I just did.
Wow.
So if you don't hear a generator, it's because I kicked it.
Got it.
The generator starts at 5% for every generator,
So I feel
but
like
it
as a
can go
survivor,
to
it would be
0.
very useful to go around, and if you see a gen not making sound, or just
You
look
gotta
almost
tap
like
it.
so
Yeah.
others know
Because there's no way to actually
that's
like
there.
hear the generator. Yeah, see, that's kind of why it's kind of iffy. It like I personally don't really like the idea
Find some really neat items in
that
chests.
Yes.
A legion?
Oh no.
I don't really like the
Another
idea that the killer can
Nobody
also
expects
see
stealth
the
legion.
gen
Oh,
aura.
man.
Like I get it, but I don't really
That
think
would
so.
be a nightmare, and I'm here for it.
Honestly, it kind of would. Oh god.
Oh,
You know what? We
someone
need
help me
Helix.
where-
Ooh, yes.
Helix would become so powerful on this mode.
I love this.
Just imagine any killer. I'm so sorry, we gotta go. Imagine any killer who's, like Oni, for example. Imagine Oni in this game mode. He's just charging it. You can't hear him. You can't see him.
Don't give them ideas.
Oh, I am giving them ideas because I want them to try this sort of stuff. It's exciting.
I can only imagine play saves.
Let's
on this
talk
game
about
mode.
this.
There's no
Okay,
talking
okay,
required. It's
okay.
okay, we're good.
Is this because of those pellet stuns?
Maybe.
Oh, you died.
I am dead.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Come back.
We will avenge your death.
Because I also wonder how the killer's powers work too. Because I don't actually see the killer frenzy.
It is surprisingly
With the
hard to
power.
track people without scratch marks. Until you guys are injured, I might chase you, but I'll completely lose you.
So you can hear.
Yeah, exactly. The audio is the only thing I have to go on.
Why do I gotta be in basement?
Yeah, see, I really like that the most. The best part about this update is that there's no terror radius and there's no scratch marks. But there's still like a heavy amount of things that kind of like,
Can't see the progress.
I kind of need
Covering
them
is
to
painful.
just kind of, add the icing to the cake sort of thing.
So does anybody know how many generators are actually done?
Honestly, I think 3, maybe?
Yeah,
This is-
2 or 3.
This is my favorite part of the mode because nobody ever knows, and everyone just gaslights each other thinking like more are done or fewer are done.
Not the gaslighting.
You don't even know the red, yeah, because you can't see it, but it's literally like the list of all the survivors, and then there's a blank space, and then it's the killer's power. So the killer can see their power when it's active, but it doesn't actually give an indicator. Like the killer has no indicator on who's hooked who, and the survivors have no indication as to how many gens have been repaired in full either. So
Running.
Oh yeah, we're at the edge of the map.
Oh.
because you can actually see hooks and you can see hooks and gens, but you can see, I see that you see far hooks and far gens, but
Can't see anything.
Yeah, so often I just end up at the edge of the map thinking that there's something there.
Well, if you're lucky, you
Okay.
might get a Z-wall.
this game has very great potential for a lot of different things.
I'm like constantly looking around in panic, thinking you're there somewhere.
It'd be crazier if you couldn't see the killer or not the killer, sorry, the aura of the person who's hooked. That would be
It's like me just like
pretty
hiding behind
hardcore
something and
actually.
jumping out going, "Aha!"
Like you'll hear when the scream happens,
I can't relax.
but
Like I have to constantly look
like if I didn't hear
around.
anything after that, whew, that would be pretty
I hear heavy
crazy.
breathing and it's freaking me out.
We're just living in perpetual fear. Oh, there you go.
I missed. This is so embarrassing.
No!
Can you imagine playing against Trapper
Sorry.
in this mode?
No.
Trapper would be
Darkness.
pretty crazy, actually.
Not seeing the traps ever.
Oh my god. Trapper would be pretty crazy.
I really thought that was going to be our last one.
Oh no,
I think there's one more. One more. There should be one more.
There's at least 3 more.
No, that is incorrect.
Because I know we worked on
Trapper
one,
has a capability of being
and
able
then
to
released
really,
it, got
I think
2,
especially
and then
because
one
of the
just
fact that
popped,
you
so
can
that's
see
4.
the gen auras, like it's actually pretty
I guess
nuts.
as a killer, I can sort of figure it out because I can see the auras of gens.
Oh.
I
It is
kind
hidden
of
for me, too,
sort
so I
of
have to,
need
like, actually
them
go out of my way to
to
check.
change that. I already know how they should change it, but they kind of sort of need to change it. And I think this can also be applied in terms of like,
That's
ooh,
so scary because all you can hear is heavy breathing from the killer. You can't hear anything. You can barely see the red stain, but you hear the heavy breathing, and you're like, I know he's around somewhere.
oh, the radius is still.
That's what's great.
Okay, never mind. He still has killer
don't
frenzy,
know
but
what you know.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see
I mean, I guess he just hasn't been near other survivors to actually indicate the red stain.
I feel the pain already. Not being able to properly telegraph your blinks.
Yeah.
Oh, Nurse would be crazy in this game mode because I guarantee you, you can teleport from a distance in the shadow where you can't see her, and then she just appears out of nowhere. That would absolutely scare her.
And then I realized you guys were healing, so.
Scare me. Oh my gosh. There's definitely there's a lot of killers who are going to be incredible in this game mode, 100%.
You're back here again, aren't you?
Oh my lord. I didn't hear anything. I was just about to mention how it was weird that before I heard your breathing, you know, over the generator, and then this time, didn't hear anything. The silent legion is the deadliest.
But one of my favorite things is just coming from a weird angle, so like from the edge of the map where nobody's looking.
Yup. That makes a lot of sense. Sorry,
Don't mind
TV
me.
stick, not avenge your death.
Right behind.
It's because of that breathing, man. That was good. If I was Confetti, I'd go to the gen that the Dwight was on.
Okay, so here's my problem. I didn't you first, so now I have no idea where you are.
Good,
Just
good. That was
vanished.
the plan.
What a ninja. Wow.
I'm already
Congrats.
away from the generator. I don't even know where the gen is anymore.
Oh man, sometimes I just see like some fog rolling by and I'm like, oh, that's a person. And I spend way too long like looking around like a hay bale or something.
Wow.
Like you're here somewhere.
Okay.
Oh my.
I mean, now you're kind of SOL because he's gonna just like figure it out, sort of thing. At this point, there's no chance, unless like the loop is strong.
No, you're. I think I went back into check.
This is definitely a step. This is a great step in the right direction to how Dead by Daylight, in a matter of sense of it all, should be played. 100%. I love that there's no tear radius. I love that there's no scratch marks. The item loadout perk thing is what it is. But I feel like if you're gonna, the only problem with it though is that like aura stuff would absolutely kill this game in the worst way possible, game mode wise. So they have to take out anything that tracks auras for the killer in specificity. Like that's kind of how I see
I
it.
hope you can hear the
Oh my god.
I keep forgetting that with Legion you have to mend.
I was holding my breath.
She's actually, see, that's kind of a, I actually can't even see her from his POV.
The sliver server that was.
So wherever she's at hiding is pretty
gotta be here. I
freaking
heard the game.
pog.
Oh, you were there.
Wow. Oh my god. I didn't even see her, dude. Her escaping was like kind of impressive.
Terrifying.
I
That
didn't
gen
even
grab.
see her. I
You
can't
were a
wait to play
survivor.
that game mode. I definitely have a lot of
Gen
I have a
grab for
lot
me
of feedback about it though.
So it's like,
But it's really cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's the fun thing. I like how any killer can be a stealth killer with this.
yeah.
Yeah, seriously. That's actually like a
Awesome.
really important
Well, thank you
factor.
for playing with me. Really quick before we leave, I just want to quickly go through our Fog Whispers again. Where can people find you? So, Milady Confetti, where can people find you?
You can find me at Milady Confetti on all platforms. That is Instagram, to Twitter, TikTok. Actually, I left Twitter, so don't follow me there. And YouTube. Yes.
Awesome. And then Rinka, where can people find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Rinka or RinkaTTV on most socials. And yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz.
And TVC, where can people find you?
TVC.
That Violin Chick on almost all platforms. Easiest is thatviolinchick.com.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for playing with me.
I actually love her content.
I hope
She's
you all
great.
have a lot of fun playing this modifier. And in the meantime, we're going to throw things over to Mike and Eric on the couch. Thank you.
TVC is so cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Game mode is pretty pog.
That
Pretty good.
delightful, so fun
Pretty
to
good.
watch. We were tittering and giggling the entire time watching. So, as mentioned, we're going to answer some questions. But first, happy to say the website for linking your Twitch account is back up and working. So go link your behavior account to your Twitch account. Go try to crash it again. Let's get it crashed a second time with thousands and thousands of you delightful people out there. Please don't crash it. Now let's dive into some questions about that. Super fun to watch. So first off, as a reminder, when is Lights Out coming to DBD?
Right. As a reminder, February 7th through the 14th.
Okie dokie. So that's just in a few days. We got a question from social. Can you remind folks what's the pace going to be like going forward for modifiers?
Well, we're hoping to have one show up every few releases or so, but I don't have any specific dates for it.
Okay.
So maybe every
We're
other
speeding
release
up because,
of
the chapter's already coming, so we want to get through the show.
Survivor/Killer.
Is the modifier available in custom games, or is it just in regular play for a period of time?
So it's played via the modifier queue and no custom game support for now.
Okay. Rapid fire. I'll take this one if you want. So can we progress through the Rift Pass by playing the Lights Out modifier? So yes, you can. The intention is to be no trade-off for playing the modifier.
That's actually really good.
Rift
You can still
progress.
get blood points,
The
and you
only
can still do the
exception is that
content,
some
etc.
elements won't
Yeah.
be completed in there due to how the modifier works, like perk challenges, obviously, not being achievable since you got no perks. Next one. There is, this is just to clarify something. So there's a blank loadout for both roles going into the modifier, but survivors can open chests for slightly rarer items than usual. And next, will the modifier be replacing the lunar event this year? And it is not replacing the lunar event this year. Modifiers are separate features from the in-game events that you know and love. So this is not replacing that, but the lunar event, while it's not happening this year, you can stay tuned to our channels to find out what is happening. And we do have some store questions from Rose's segment since we didn't answer any before that. So real quick, oh God, the font just changed. Questions about the store. Are all the Alan Wake outfits locked? And the answer is Saga and Rose are locked, but Alan Wake's outfits are mix and match. Next question, this is a great one.
Oh, okay.
I meant to mention it earlier, actually, is the licensed music from Iron Maiden being covered for content creators. So use the anonymous mode in the game. It will disable the music because for sure you don't want to get caught by DMC.
Oh.
And all right. That's all the questions we
Okay.
got.
Okay.
Sorry for gunning through them so quickly, but we just wanted to kind of wrap things up. So, Mike, thank you so much for your time joining us.
Okay.
And thank you for enjoying this segment. We're going to bring Dork back out here to wrap things up, but I hope you have a great flight back home.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Very freaking cool. Honestly, I actually really enjoyed a lot of it. So I think all in all, update pretty cool. I kind of expected them to talk a little bit about quality of life updates, but for them to kind of talk about that on top of Alan Wake is a little bit of a disservice to Alan Wake. So them just focusing solely on Alan Wake makes total sense to me as well. So I'm cool with that. Now, I'm not, I already kind of got like a small little tidbit with the PTB conversation about Alan Wake with regards to, like the regression kicking and all that kind of stuff. And I think I was expecting them to kind of chime a little bit further into like either how is it going since the PTB, but I think there's actually a separate thing for that.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Very seamless transition there. So if you caught our last show, you will remember we capped it off with something we're calling our future design updates roadmap. We love roadmaps. We
I
love
love
how they
the
communicate
roadmap.
information.
Roadmap is my
Let
jam.
you know what's coming. And so the idea is, this is not about the massive big content that's coming beat by beat, but it's more about the day-to-day live balance related content and features and tweaks and balance updates that we wanted you to be aware of that are coming in 2024. So as roadmaps are living things, they can sometimes change. Happy to say that what's changed since we showed it to you in the last show is just a few things have been added, actually. So that's what we're going to focus on today. We're not going to go through the entire asset, the entire image, because there's a lot on there. So we're just going to focus on the new stuff. And we're going to start off with the January to March section with Dork.
Yes, so these are all updates that are going into the live game today with the Alan Wake chapter. So to start, let's start with Save the Best for Last, also known as Stabiffle.
Stabiffle.
I love that. So this went into the PTB with the caveat that the killer would lose stacks of Save the Best for Last if the obsession lost a health state by any means. But going into the live game, we've changed that so that the obsession losing a health state by either a basic attack or a power attack is the only way the killer is going to lose stacks of Save the Best for Last.
So you can't
so that survivors can't plot
twist,
twist or get grabbed out of a locker or a vault to make the killer lose stacks of Save the Best for Last. So basically what we did was just remove
They
the
knew that
caveat of by
very
any means.
quickly.
Next up is a killer update for the Hillbilly. And we're really excited to see that players really enjoyed the Chainsaw Overdrive system. So thank you so much for your feedback there. But we did see that there was the most notable feedback being that the chainsaw was just too loud. So what we've done, because we care about your hearing and we want you to
they
be
reduced
able to play
the
the game
decibel
safely,
sound.
we've made some adjustments there so you can continue chainsawing throughout the map without any issues.
Fantastic. Now that we've covered today's update, let's look at March to April, see what you can expect in the future. So in our next PTB, you'll get to test a bunch of this stuff. A lot of tweaks centered around number buffs for some of your favorite killers. One new thing here is Mangled. So the Mangled update will focus on adding a timer to the status effect, which allows Sloppy Butcher perk, as well as add-ons that are associated with it to remain useful while still creating, opportunities for counterplay for the survivors and give them more decision-making ability.
Oh, are they nerfing
And that's it
Mangled?
for that section of the map.
Yeah, so now we're going to look at April and June. So following that, we'll have the long-awaited update for the twins, and this is going to be coming sometime in spring or early summer. We're looking forward to reacquainting the community with the twins and making the gameplay more engaging and more interactive for everyone.
Blight is getting a killer update.
And finally, we'll have some general notes just to close some things out. So for the Blight, moving into the live game today, we'll be continuing to monitor the add-on.
They're nerfing the Blight? I think they're either nerfing or reworking the Blight.
Changes, and if so,
They kind of have to.
Next, you'll probably see
because
that
he's still
Adrenaline
number
was added
2.
to, one of the perks that we're thinking about changing. This is just because we're trying to keep an eye on it as well as some other perks.
They're going to take out Adrenaline in terms of like the.
To make it more
I
in
get it.
line
Yeah,
with anything else
I saw that. They're nerfing Adrenaline.
That is it for our
They're
future
definitely going to
design
nerf
updates.
Adrenaline.
Yes, and that's also it basically for today's show. It went by in a breeze, at least from my perspective. I want to thank everyone so much for watching. It really means a lot to us that people tune in and watch these things. We like putting these shows on for you. It's a ton of work behind the scenes that you don't get to see, so I want to shout out everyone back there who made this show happen and everyone online as well. So just a final reminder that the sorry, the text changed color. The shop has new merch. We mentioned that earlier, the QR code, so you can check it out to go see what we've got.
Yeah, and we hope that you've also been able to get those Switch drops. I understand that there has been some issues with the website, but as we said, you've got until February 14th to acquire that time to claim all three. Once again, it's going to be the cutting edge hairstyle for Meg's head, In Vogue jacket, and then the avant garde leggings. And you just get those by 1 hour of watch time for the head, 2 hours for the jacket, and 3 hours for the leggings. So you've got plenty of time. Please do not feel rushed with the current issue with the website.
I can tell you're settling in nicely to Montreal with the avant-garde.
Merci beaucoup.
De rien. So for more details on Alan Wake, the update roadmap that we just shared, the new cosmetics that Rose and Kirby talked about, or anything else, head to deadbydaylight.com. We've got everything and more for you.
Yes, so now as we're closing out the stream, though, we're going to go ahead and raid Ghost Arcade, an amazing Fog Whisperers. So please do be kind and courteous in their chat, and we'll see you.
They're raiding somebody in
Thanks so much, everybody.
Can you do that? They can do that? I didn't think they... Okay, you know, I give them credibility. Okay. Interesting. So honestly, update pretty pog. I actually really enjoyed that they showcased a lot about what they're offering to the game in terms of Alan Wake as a character, some of the lore that they're implementing about him. I like the beginning of the trivia thing. The tome lore is really cool. The store stuff is really cool. The lights out modifier and the showcase of the gameplay was definitely like the takeaway point of the entire stream, which was really, really cool. So we're definitely going to have to really take a deep look into it. So I honestly was really taken away by it. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And honestly, I just really want to get my hands on that modifier gameplay. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing more about it, and we'll take a deep dive look into it. So that's all that there is for me. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the reactions to the live stream. Definitely have fun with Alan Wake. I'll see you guys in the fog. And so from now, take care.